Doug Leever, Casey Cunningham, what a pleasure it is to have a few minutes with you today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Glad to participate. So it's I've heard wonderful things about your company as well. So it'll be interesting in exploring that in the future as well for us.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I got to tell you, I saw the word lever, L-E-E-V-E-R, because my sister's married to a lever with one E. And I'm like, he's saying it wrong. You're saying it right, because it is lever. So tell me this, Doug, you are the AVP of Mortgage Lending for We Florida Financial, correct?
Correct.
And you're also the lead dog, if you will, for the MBA in Florida.
Right. I'm the president for the MBA of Florida for this year, which started in really in July. It goes through from July to June.
Oh, my goodness. So you're fresh into the job.
Right. Well, I've been on the executive board with the MBA of Florida for probably 6-7 years.
Okay.
And slowly migrated my way up to the president. And we've had excellent leadership throughout the years that I've been on the executive board. And that's what I obviously want to continue.
Well,
it's all about your team.
So what are your top, since you're new in the job, this will be a sort of a opportune time to really ask. I mean, I'm guessing that you've set, can you sort of share maybe your top 3 objectives for the next year under your presidency?
Well, I really want to stay the course because we've really have done a great job over the last few years. I mean, with COVID, we had to postpone our annual convention. We just finished our 18th annual Eastern Secondary and our 68th annual convention here for the state of Florida in June. We had about 250 attendees.
Wow.
In Central Florida, and it was just a tremendous event. We've had it 2 years in a row since COVID, and just can stay the course and continue to drive membership, outstanding activities for our members, and just continue to grow the organization. We have really an excellent team of on the executive team with Brenda Thomas, has been there 31 years. She is absolutely the anchor of our MBA of Florida. She holds us together and just motivating all the members and increasing the membership for the committees, getting new committee members and stuff like that, co-chairs, to add that new insight to what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish here at the MBA. But membership is number one. We got to grow our membership. There's lots of mortgage lenders in Florida, and trying to get more originators as part of our membership team and to come to these events. And it's all about providing value. You got to provide value to your members and make sure the events that we're doing are really impactful, and you leave there with that wow factor, saying, man, that was an unbelievable speaker, panel, whatever. And one of the other big advantages we have with the MBA is the network. Just being able to network with other lenders and business partners, and just learn, listen and learn from what other people are doing. So those are really the big things.
Wow. So stay the course, increase membership, motivate the team members. I heard you say provide value, and I'm guessing part of it is your annual convention. Are there other things that you're doing today to help the members?
Yeah, we have educational webinars that we've done over the last couple of years. We meet like typically once a month with some committee, whether it's the local chapter board presidents or membership or the various planning committees for our big event in June. But one of the things that I would really like to try, and I actually learned this from another state president, was to have a production council where you actually have a one-day meeting, just bringing in salespeople, just to drive the originators and have motivational speakers, panelists, whatever, like a 9 to 3 type of an event where you're not staying overnight. It's a place that everybody in Florida could typically drive there to this central location. And have just outstanding speakers, because we have great speakers at a lot of our events. And again, we had 250 last year, but I want to drive more originators into our events. And I think that's the key. So.
Doug, I'm going to tell you, I think you're onto something, because the market right now, if a company doesn't drive some inspiration or motivation or some tactical things on how to help an LO move forward, they're going to struggle. And I love the fact that you're going to be a catalyst for some of the members that you have, being some of the mortgage companies who, quite frankly, need you to do that. And so,
right, exactly. Because
And
it's been easy the last couple of years with the refinances, you're just taking a
oh,
phone
it's
call,
crazy.
and my rate. I mean, that's not a sales pitch at all. Now you really got to be a trusted advisor and build that relationship with your, over here at the credit unions, we call them members, with your members and your customers. You got to build those relationships so you're top of mind when they want to refinance, purchase, do whatever.
Yeah,
And purchase business is the way to go. So it's just really building those relationships and developing your team and passing that information down to your team members as well. Because there's a lot of great speakers out there, and we really got to pull stuff from each one.
sure.
And some of it's just back to basics, really.
It
Doing
really
stuff
is.
that we used to do years ago, calling lists and that type of thing, and following up. How's really
Right.
working out? Have you done this and you've done the work that you wanted to get done to it? And really building those relationships so they don't
Sure.
just go into the internet and find another mortgage lender to help them out. So
What do you think the top educational topics are out there that you were hoping to maybe bring to the production council?
well, I think it's more like the stuff that's going to drive business for you in terms of activities that you should be doing that you didn't do over the last couple of years because you were so swamped with refinances.
Right.
So different activities you can be doing with your referral partners. Being we had one speaker that talked about you be the go-to person. Someone wants to get some, they have a problem with their roof. They got a problem with something with their house. Hey, they could be coming to you for advice on those types of things. And really being getting your name out there really is what it is. Because if you're just sitting around waiting for the phone to ring in, you're not going to get much business. You got to be out there working it. So
how true is that? So helping them. So when you think about leading change in your association right now, is there anything that you feel like is a priority for you in leading that change? Because you already said stay the course. They're doing great things, but is there anything new that you're trying to bring?
Well, just getting new ideas. I think, like over the last couple of years, we've added new members to our leadership boards and stuff like that. So that really getting new ideas, getting fresh ideas. And because any company, you've been doing it this way for 14, 15 years, and this is a great way to do the business. I know there's new stuff out there that we need to be exploring and trying to do. And it's the same with their duties. They're what they're doing, 8 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours a day to get the job done.
Well, I think you will appreciate in a big way. I just interviewed another MBA chairman, and you definitely want to listen to our MBA series, president series, because you're going to find some other ideas as well of what they're doing to help drive membership. So we believe at XINNIX, ours is about connecting people, helping you guys establish relationships, but it's an industry that we love and we serve in. So we want to help bring as much value. And I think these interviews are helping.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main thing that you got to learn as a leader is to listen. You just because you think your way is the best way to go, you got to listen to what's working for other people. And it's always refreshing when you hire somebody from the outside into your company that brings a new perspective. And you say, wow, this is the way we've been doing it for years, but that's a great idea. We're going to apply that to our company right now or get it in the works.
How true is that? Well,
go ahead.
It's a good segue, actually. You mentioned great leaders listen. What do you think the critical attributes are for successful leaders? Because you're now in a leadership role, both in your company as AVP of mortgage lending for We Florida Financial and as the president of the MBA of Florida. So you're in two different leadership roles. I'm guessing you're also the leader of your family, as we all are. What do you think the critical attributes are for successful leaders?
Well, I think it's, leading by example, number one. You got to be energetic, motivational. I'm very sales oriented. I've always been involved in my sales my whole career. And you got to be able to, as a leader, you really have to delegate. And I've been president of various boards throughout Florida and different events, credit union, real estate network, the MBA of South Florida. I was president for a couple of years, and you really have to have a good team. That you develop a good team, and you have a good team that's supporting you, because you can't do it all yourself, obviously. Ask for feedback, follow up. you know, if you're assigning something out for a committee or someone to get an event planned and organized, make sure you follow up on it and keep the lines of communication open. You know, you just
Sure.
don't want to, you know, people always say, hey, my door's always open, but is it really open? And you want to make sure that people can go in and talk to you openly.
Oh
And
my gosh.
so you can get some good feedback, because I've received good feedback all through my career on stuff. I go, what, really? I'm doing that? I don't think I am. But then you think about it and you go, oh yeah, maybe I did come across that way, because it's all about perception. You know, what they perceive is what you think you're talking about is one thing, but what they actually perceive when they leave is something else. And I've run large production teams. I worked at Countrywide for I don't know, 7-8 years, and I ran a 250 person call center, and it was amazing. We were open nonstop, you know, 7 to 9, 6 days a week, open on Sundays, and you just really had to walk the talk and make sure that you had strong leadership below you, and you hired the right people coming in. So
hire the right people. I got to tell you, I'm sure you've heard about, you know, get the right people on the bus, right?
oh yeah,
When you get the right people on the bus, that is when true success happens, because magic happens when they're all the right people in the right seats.
right.
So as you're looking at the MBA today, are you playing a role at all in helping the future generation and building that?
Yeah, we do have a future leaders program with the MBA, and we're really trying to, one of the things, a lot of the various, in the various states as well for the MBA, is really building the chapters. I think some of the chapters they feel like they're out on a limb, and I'm really trying to work with the chapters to really develop their growth and get people excited, because it starts at the chapter level, the various states. I mean, the various cities within your state, and developing that up because it's really a you know, everyone feels like they're out by themselves, but they're not. They have a team supporting them. And so we really need to continue to drive that, both at this chapter level as well as the state level.
How many chapter levels are there in Florida?
We have 7 chapters currently.
7. So what's your biggest challenge in running 7 chapters?
Well, I mean, I want to be active with them, but we have our chapter president calls once a month, and seeing where we can do, because you can really learn from each other. And you want to, one of the things that you want to do is previous leadership. We've done a great job with the state of really having the previous presidents really help out for the new presidents coming in. And I've seen it over the years. So it's, you know, to have a good mentor to help them out and provide some guidance and come up with some great ideas. We've had great ideas coming from other chapters, other presidents, just like other state presidents, and saying, hey, that's a great idea. Let's try it here with our chapter. So to really listen and be receptive, and to coach and guide accordingly. So,
well, you know, it's as I'm privileged to serve both inside the mortgage industry and outside, I see a common thread, and I'm telling everybody this because I find I'm interviewing executive leaders from outside the mortgage industry and inside the mortgage industry, and everything is the same. I mean, successful leaders are successful leaders for a reason, and you just mentioned all the attributes for a successful leader. And you know, I got into a leadership role, and this next question, sort of a reflection for me, is to what legacy do I want to leave as a leader that sort of drives how I perform every day and how I lead and manage everyone. So let's end with that question for you. What kind of legacy do you want to leave as a leader?
Well, you want to make an impact, and it always comes top down on what happens within your organization. I've had previous employees of mine come up and said, I had the best time working for you as a leader, motivating the staff, making it fun. You know, when you're working 12 hours a day, you got to have, you know, make it fun and exciting and little incentives there, here and there or whatever, but to make it an enjoyable event. It's a career. It's not just a job, it's a career. And I really get energized myself when I see people grow within the organization. You hired somebody from the outside, and they grew up and become a top leader with the company. You helped me develop, you know, my career, and it was all because of you. That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I love to see.
You and I have something in common. I really do hope that at the end of the day, people can say, I just was a helping hand, or I was the step stool to get them to where they want to go.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
they'll be successful without me. If I can get them more successful faster, what a blessing to be able to speak into other people's lives. Doug, I have no doubt at all that you are going to be an amazing president for the NBA of Florida. As I know you're new in the role, however, I can already tell you've got your arms around it. And XINNIX is here to help. And I can talk to you about some things maybe we can do to help you in hitting your goals. And that is membership and motivating people and inspiring them, educating. But I want to say thanks for your time today. It's been a true privilege.
Very good. Thank you, Casey. And you're welcome to come down to our NBA events as well down here in Florida.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm from Florida. I don't know if you know that, but I lived in Jacksonville. I lived in Orlando, Palm Bay, Florida. I lived in Altamont Springs in Orlando 30 years ago. I have family. My mother's all in Jacksonville, Florida. So
all right, well, come on down. You're welcome anytime.
I got family in Miami because I'm Puerto Rican descent. Gonzalez is my maiden name. So I got family all over Florida.
You're connected.
I'm
you are connected in Florida.
We're related. So with that.
There you go.
All right. So listen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, Casey.
God bless you.
Have a good day.
Thanks.